This is a backflip, this is a regular guy, and this is probably the coldest backflip that you've ever seen.
They ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
And today, we are going to try and learn how to do it. But that's a back tuck, not a backflip. But I mean, isn't that the point? It is exactly because Speed barely tucks that this flip looks so sick. In fact, you know what it is? It's Steez. The point is, it's so easy that he doesn't need to tuck. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the style that we are going for. But I'm not going to be learning it on my bed like Speed did. Because why would you do that? And although I may not be able to do it yet, if there's one thing that I've learned from studying maths and physics for the last 6 years and learning to road snowboard in the last 2, it's that you can learn absolutely anything if you put your mind to it. From strengthening our muscles in the gym, a one-to-one lesson at my local gymnastics centre, food, sleep, and everything that you need to learn any new skill, within just a week, we were well on our way to learning this sick trick. We learnt the back handspring first to get used to the motion of throwing your legs over your head upside down, which is absolutely terrifying, and then we took to learning the backflip on the trampoline. Now, backflips on the trampoline are far easier because you really don't need to focus on the form as you do it. But if you want to land a backflip like IShowSpeed, it is worth learning to do it properly before then trying it with his style. And there's basically just 2 things to know. 1 is to jump very high with your arms, and 2 is to tuck very aggressively. It definitely makes sense why the gymnasts call it a back tuck rather than a backflip, because the whole idea is to use the fact that your arms have just stopped rotating at the height of your jump to bring all of that rotational momentum into the tuck. We practiced both of these things at an actual gym, and in weeks 2 to 3, I tried to take it to the trampoline with as little bounce as possible. I then had a few tries with IShowSpeed's form, and I noticed that the first half in his form is far more involved with the arms, and it's only in the second half of the flip that he then uses the tuck. Simply put, he's using his arms to spin much faster because he isn't going to be tucking as much. After about 3 weeks of training, I felt comfortable enough to try a round off into a backflip on the sprung floor, and so the natural next step was to try it on the grass. We warmed up with some round-offs to make sure that I was landing them every single time, and then tried to send it. That is actually the first backflip I ever tried on grass. Oh my, I am honestly, like, my stoke is at the max. After that, I don't know, I mean that noise, whatever it was, monkey noise. The thrill when my feet touched the ground, and that was the first time as well that I've sent a backflip, but I've been practicing, you know, in the gymnastics hall and stuff. I've had some lessons. There's no way I would have sent it and probably landed it if I hadn't practiced a lot in the gym before. So now it's just to work on the form so that it looks as sick as IShowSpeed's one. You know, like with your arms out, not as much of a tuck, but more of a flex in the back, and then tucking right at the end just to land. It didn't take much longer on the trampoline to then try the backflip on what's called a fast track, which is basically a lane made of trampoline, which gives a bit less bounce than a trampoline, but more bounce than the sprung floor. Actually, the order that I learned any of these tricks was trampoline, fast track, sprung floor, grass. It was at about week 4 that I first tried the backflip on the sprung floor, and after practicing that for about a week, I landed this one, and so on that day, I had to try it on the grass. Last time we tried the round-off backflip, and this time we're going to try not only the standards backflip in the kind of tuck form, and do the IShowSpeed style one, which looks absolutely sick. Okay, so this is it. I am a bit nervous, but the mentality is I've done it on all of the grounds that I can practice it on, so I have got this. I'm not going to mess it up. Let's see what we can get. Wow, that felt fine, so I think I will just give it a go to see whether I can land with the different style. I guess we better give it a go. And after many failed attempts, we got this one. Thus concluding the challenge to learn to backflip like IShowSpeed.